The way it came to me was through our Sundance labs, that we have. And Laura came through the lab process, and I was kind of assigned to her to be her guide. And in the course of that time, I got to know her very, very well, and I realized I could really understand what her real skill was, her talent, a lot of compassion, smart, very smart, and also tough-minded, which I thought was a pretty good quality to have. This was about an animal that I love dearly, the horse, and the fact that the horse is really symbolic of the American West. And so those two things were going to come together. The idea that her passion, when she gets involved with something, she attaches a passion to it, which makes it even stronger. At any rate, the ultimate on all that was that she and I became very close. And I decided I want to continue to work with her to make sure that the story she wants to tell gets made. In order to really work effectively with a horse, particularly one that's new and that you're in the process of maybe breaking, you have to have a lot of patience. You can't rush things. You have to get to a point where you build up enough confidence for the horse to come to you. If you start to push and get aggressive, try to push the horse to do something you want them to do, you're creating an obstacle because they'll back up. On the other hand, if you just are with a horse and don't ask anything of the horse, just stay there with the horse, at some point you can walk around and the horse will stay, and you'll walk around and you'll stop, and you'll walk around again and you'll stop. As long as you stop and you stay stopped long enough, the horse is going to become more relaxed and realize that you're not a danger to them. Once that happens and the horse starts to come to you, then you realize you've accomplished the first step. So now when you go around, the horse will go with you. And eventually that will lead to you getting on the horse and riding the horse. The connection there was pretty powerful in that the horse was damaged by treatment and therefore violently reluctant to do anything, as was he. He'd been treated badly. He was an angry person. The horse was angry because the way the horse had been treated. And at some point, they were completely at odds with each other because of that quality. So what had to happen, they had to come together, and he had to learn how to relax. He had to learn how to give up certain things, particularly anger. Once he could get rid of some of his anger, that would make him available to the horse. But as long as he carried anger, the horse was going to be put off because the horse would feel that anger. So he had to release his anger and get rid of it to begin with. Then he had to wait for the horse to get rid of its anger. He's an old dear friend. He and I first came together in The Great Gatsby, in that film. And we realized we had a lot in common, and then he and I, just cut a long story short, he and I became very, very close friends. So for me and I've tried to use him periodically over time, like in Our Souls at Night, I cast him. And so here, this was a perfect role for him to play because he could just bark. He loves to bark. He loves to get angry. He loves to really explode. And so this gave him a great chance. Great actor. What's great about Connie is she's not only attractive, there's a depth to her. There's an honest intelligence that she has. I've known her for quite a while, and very, very fond of her. And I think when she presents herself, you see somebody who's really, really intelligent and kind. And when she puts those two things together, you get a really special performance. So it was just fun to have her in the movie. I met him on Our Souls at Night, the film I did with Jane Fonda, where he played, and his role at that time was of a discontent. And he was an angry person because of the way he had been treated by his mother. I was so impressed, and he had to come around. And to watch his transition take place showed me what a really good actor he was. And so I thought, God, I'd like to work with that guy again. And so here was the chance. And that gave him, I think this film gives him the chance to really explore all parts of himself, which I think is really, because there are a lot of parts to him. So for me, it was a joy to be able to use him in the film.
Hey guys, here's today's daily fact. The bridge explosion in The Good, the Bad and the Ugly had to be shot twice. Now remember the scene when Blondie and Tuco blow up the bridge leading to the cemetery where the gold is believed to be buried? Well, a misunderstanding led to the dynamite around the bridge being detonated before cameras were ready to catch it, requiring the bridge to be rebuilt and the whole thing to be shot again. Now click here below to subscribe for more great content and on the side to watch another video.